good afternoon, good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. Today, we're back with another discussion video. And this time around, I'm going to be talking about something that I don't think I've talked about like before. I've never really brought up the band at all. And people have been talking about this all, well, for the past week or so. So it's been kind of crazy. But I wanted to discuss this band in general as a whole, kind of just give you guys some background. Then we're going to discuss the whole topic of this. So basically what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be talking about Linkin Park. And we're going to talk about the new vocalist and kind of go from there. But what I want to start with is we're going to look at their whole discography. We're not going to go over anything specific, but I want to tell you guys like kind of a general background of, you know, my taste of Linkin Park, like my take on Linkin Park, you know, my connection to them, I guess, and give you a rundown from there, and then we'll talk about the vocalists in a bit. But let's kind of get into this. So let's go from, I don't even know where to start. It's kind of hard. How I want to start this is I have Linkin Park stuff added to my playlist, obviously, because I went through all their stuff and just kind of added everything. What I want to talk about is how I was never super into Linkin Park. It wasn't something I got into. The band that got me into, I guess, quote unquote, like heavy music or like just rock in general, was Therefore Tomorrow. If you don't know what that band is, look them up. They don't have a lot of albums, but what they do have is really good. I got into them growing up. I didn't get into Linkin Park growing up. I didn't listen to this album. I mean, this album was like, this came out 2 years after I was born, so there's that. But yeah, I did not grow up with this album. In fact, I can probably tell you the first song I listened to by Linkin Park, and I don't think it's on Hybrid Theory. I'm pretty sure it's on, I'll find it. We'll just kind of look through. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's, yeah. So my first introduction to Linkin Park was from Transformers. Obviously, what I've Done and New Divide are the two that are from Transformers. I could be wrong, but those are the ones that got me into, like, I didn't go deep into the band. I never did that because I was young when I first heard the songs. But dude, New Divide I think is like my all-time favorite from this band. I never listened to any of the albums. I've never listened to a Linkin Park album in full, and I've only heard, like, I've heard, I think, most of the songs by now, but that's what I started out with, the stuff from the Transformers movies, which is, like, you know, an interesting first listen to the band, like, never going into their catalog at all, which is wild. And then my next introduction to this band was, let me find it. God, there's so many albums here. Living Things, but I didn't listen to the full album. Again, just didn't. Was Castle of Glass. So this song was actually featured in, it was featured in a video game that came out on the 360. I believe it was, I forget the name of the game. It was a Call of Duty like game, Medal of Honor. It was featured in Medal of Honor. It was like a title song from it, and you can tell, like, I never went to Linkin Park, never dived into them or dove into them or whatever, but I have discovered their music through other forms of media, through video games, through movies. And that's actually funny enough how I found Therefore Tomorrow. I discovered them through a Nerf commercial, so there's that. So yeah, I've never actually fully listened to any of their albums. The next time I heard them was way up here, which was with One More Light. I think I did not listen to the full album, never bothered to. Again, because I never got fully into Linkin Park. But I actually found out about what happened to Chester through a Twitch stream, and that's how I heard the news. And even though I had never really listened to the band in full, I was shocked because I had looked through their discography afterwards and realized I know this band, but I don't know this band, you know? So I think the only songs I listened to off of this album were One More Light and Heavy. Those are the only two. And then from there, I didn't listen to anything else. I know... Oh my god, dude. Is that... Yeah, it's Hybrid. Their 20th anniversary. The songs I listened to next were what came out, I believe, in 2023, which was Lost. I heard Lost. I think... Let me see which ones... Sorry, this is so laggy. I don't know what to do about it, but I'm just going to scroll like this. So Lost, I don't remember what the other one was. So I know Lost was one of them. Fighting Myself, yeah, and More the Victim, I don't know if that's a newer one. I don't think it is. But Lost and Fighting Myself, I heard those in 2023 of last year. And then this year, I think Cordy was new. I heard that one. Then Friendly Fire was another one I heard that was new. And yeah, and that's kind of where I've gone from there. I didn't even... Again, I've never listened to their discography in full. I've heard things in passing. I've heard songs in passing. But again, that is my whole introduction to Linkin Park. So to kind of preface what we're going into is I never grew up with Chester. I never grew up with his vocals. I heard his stuff in passing, again, through other forms of media, never dove into their discography. But I've heard things in passing, and I've heard songs, specifically not full-on albums. The reason I bring up the whole point to this is we're going to talk about the new vocalist, and you're going to kind of realize why I prefer the new vocalist over Chester. Again, nothing against the dude at all. His stuff is great. The stuff he's sung on is amazing. I love New Divide. That's my top one. I think my second favorite is Castle of Glass, and then a lot of the new stuff that came out after he passed, that was like stuff from when it got recorded. Those are really good as well. But yeah, I want to talk about the new vocalist because this is it's a little insane with what's been going on. But I don't know if I watched the live stream. I've been watching other people watch it, which is really strange, but it is what it is. So yeah, I've been watching other people watch the live stream and other people reacting to the song itself. But I want to say, like, I didn't expect this band to come back with a new vocalist. I don't think anyone expected that. I think everyone expected everyone expected the stuff that did come out, which was re-released albums and some new material that had Chester on it. And that was it. Everyone expected that. And it's so crazy that they're back now. It's wild. Now, there's been a lot of negativity about the vocalist, and just from what I like her voice a lot. I do, and I do prefer her voice a lot. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just her tone. It sounds really good. Like, because I have Emptiness Machine kind of stuck in my head a little bit. Like, it's such a banger of a song. It's so good. And yeah, let's for one thing, before we keep going into this, put religion aside. Put all the negative BS aside. She's a phenomenal vocalist, and she's a perfect fit for Linkin Park. I don't see, like, dude, it's wild that people have dug into her past, and she's had to obviously bring it up as well. And I don't. The internet's a wild place. People just go insane over like this. They went insane over this happening, and it's so crazy, dude. It's wild. Like, put all the garbage aside. She's good at what she does, and she's a perfect fit for the band. And I'm very excited for this new era. Again, this is why I gave you that background at the beginning. I wasn't a part of that era for the most part. I did not listen to those albums in full ever. I never did. I still haven't. And I'm ready for this new era. I really am. A lot, like, one thing I want to talk about is I've been listening to her doing the older songs that Chester did live, and a lot of people are mad that she's even doing them. Like, I read somewhere, or no, not read. Someone said on like a live stream or something that because she sung those songs live that were that Chester originally sung and wrote or whatever, they're not going to check out any of the new stuff from Linkin Park. That is wild, and that is stupid. I've never heard a more stupid take from anyone, because think about this. She's a new member in the band, and obviously there's a new drummer as well, I think. But she's the new member in the band. She's one of the, I think, the primary vocalist, and Mike is the secondary vocalist. But think about this. She only has one new song with them, and obviously there's an album of stuff. She has to be able to sing older songs. Use your brain and think about that. She has to be able to sing those older songs because there's no new material with her yet besides this one single that they can perform, and then obviously the album that comes out in November. Just think about that. She has to be able to sing those older songs because with set lists, they have to play the older stuff. That's how it works. So she's going to perform those songs whether you like it or not. It's a silly reason not to listen to the new material because she's singing older songs. I think that's stupid. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't care. I really don't. Like, she's allowed to sing those songs. Okay? She's a part of Linkin Park now. She has to be able to sing those songs. Like, it can't just be new material all the time. There has to be the older stuff because you're not going to go to a Linkin Park show and, you know, only expect new stuff. I think that's weird. But regardless, I digress. I think she's a perfect fit for the band. People are having so many issues with her. Like, it is actually insane, and I don't understand it at all. I really don't. People are just, like, going at her. Dude, I imagine, like, with the stuff that's been, like, you know, with people digging into her past, I imagine people are sending her death threats, which is a scary reality to think about. But, dude, if you're sending death threats to the new vocalist of Linkin Park, I gotta say it, like, the original vocalist of Linkin Park, Chester, he's probably looking down on you like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? That's so stupid. And, dude, it would be so mad. It would be so bad if she had to leave the band because people didn't want her in it, like fans or whatever. I think that would be so stupid. And it drives me bonkers that people are being so rude to her because she's giving her all. She's stepping into the role of the vocalist of Linkin Park, the primary vocalist, and just give her a chance. I'm giving her a chance because I wasn't a part of that older era. I want to be part of this new era. You know, it's crazy that people are being so mean to her. And on top of that, like, she sounds incredible. I really do think she sounds incredible. Like, I never listened to her older band, Dead Sarah, but I should. Maybe I'll dive into it a little bit. But yeah, this is the first album from Linkin Park I'm going to do a deep dive on, and I probably won't give it a review. It'll probably be one of my albums of the year, just based off the one single. But yeah, man, I mean, it's so silly that people are just being so rude to her. I think it needs to stop. I don't like the negative emotion. I don't like the negativity in the community as a whole. I know it's pretty split in terms of positivity and negativity, but people gotta get a grip. You know, I don't understand why people are being so rude to her. And there was another thing I was gonna bring up about this whole situation, because it is a situation. It's awful. It's just the absolute worst, and now I'm blanking on what I was gonna talk about. But, like, dude, I don't know. Give her a chance. I think it's gonna be such a good album. I'm very excited for the new era at Linkin Park. Like, regardless of what you believe or what you think she believes, put it aside. She's a great vocalist. I'm super excited to hear the album when it drops in November, I believe. I believe it drops in November. Are the singles on there or not? Oh, they are. Release countdown. Yeah. Yeah, they are. Okay, cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I also listened to her do the older songs that I liked from Linkin Park that I listened to, and she does them justice. For sure. She does them justice. And I've watched all the interviews too. It's like I can tell like they just it's wild to me. Though I think I thought of what I wanted to mention. You can tell that the band members, like the band itself, the people in it, wanted to come back and make music. And, you know, can you blame them? They just want to do it again. You know, it's crazy. And if you don't have this new vocalist, you don't really have Linkin Park, you know? You don't have a new era. You wouldn't have this music, and that's kind of, you know, I really wanted to hear Linkin Park like do new stuff. I didn't want to hear old stuff, you know. I wanted to hear a new era, and that's nothing against Chester. He was a great vocalist. It's just I wanted to hear a new era, and I wanted to see them do new stuff. And technically, I'm a new fan, I guess, in a way, in a weird way. But I'm super excited for this album when it drops in November. Pretty sure November, right? Yeah, November 15th. That's pretty close to the end of the year, so pretty unexpected too. Just like super exciting, man. I think they're gonna do great things. And again, if you don't want to listen to this new era of Linkin Park, that's fine. You don't have to. The old stuff is always there. It's not going anywhere. I don't know if they're going to do this. I'm pretty sure they won't, because Emily's singing the older songs live. I'm wondering if we're going to get a live album of her singing the older songs, but I kind of doubt it. I don't know. I feel like that's a little disrespectful, just because like the original stuff is already it's there, you know, you can hear it, but I do wonder if they're going to do that. I'm not sure. I wouldn't be against it, because I did like hearing her do those songs, and I would like to add them to a playlist, but yeah, I don't know. But again, those songs are always there. You can always listen to them. They're not going anywhere. Again, if you're here for the new era, let me know. I'm here for it. I'm super excited to see what they do. Like, I can tell, like, just watching the interviews, they all want to be here. They all want to continue making music, and I want to see them make more music. I'm excited for this new direction of the band. Excited to see what they do. But anywho, that's going to be the video for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you did, as always, I appreciate it a ton. I will see you guys in the next video. And yeah, goodbye.